Thank you for watching this video. If you are watching this video, it is week 3 of online instruction. I think unless somehow I can't keep track of that, or we're some black hole and it's still never started, or it's been going on forever. One of those options. But I appreciate that. We are moving right ahead. Make sure that you are trying your best to keep up with everything. I know that obviously it's a weird way to try to manage your time. I don't know. I get that boredom is got to be pretty big right now. But just understand we're going to be lenient, but you don't want to leave everything till the very end. We don't have any idea if this is going to be the rest of the year, or if we're going to go back after the week of May 4th, all that kind of good stuff. We just don't know at this point. I know we've seen a lot of things in terms of nationally, people wanting this to kind of continue, in some states saying that they're not going back to school this year. And then you see our state or our governor saying that, like, even if it's only for a few weeks, he would like to try to transition back into that slowly, county by county. But I haven't seen an actual plan of that yet, so we don't really know. So just try to make sure you realize you don't want to leave all this stuff off toward the end. You just don't want to wait 3 or 4 weeks in and go, I got to go back and do all this. Because even though they're not the same assignments that we have at school, you do still have assignments that you need to be completing, because that's the nature of what we're doing, right? Ideally, you'd be interested in learning, or your sheer boredom would say, I'd like to kind of figure this stuff out. I know we've been doing this all year, so it doesn't wouldn't surprise me if you still weren't really into physics the same way you weren't all throughout the rest of the year. But it would be cool to see you try to integrate into finding that stuff and really trying to figure stuff out, and using that problem solving as a way to alleviate that boredom. I'm gonna have to listen to this to see if you can hear the people talking in the hallway. It'll be fine. So yeah, just try to keep up with that. The main thing is you have a lot of time now, and I'm trying to do this myself. You don't have to. This is just some guy on the internet talking to you through the screen. But I've been trying to realize that since I have more time, that I can use that time to think and kind of take things more in order, and really trying to craft solutions to problems. I don't know. That's the thing to kind of remember, is that since you do have the time to fix some problems or fix some things, to think about it that way. We have less of a hectic schedule going on right now. So you don't have to be so panicked, and you don't have to be so problem-oriented. You can be, again, more solution-oriented. Just because it's a thing that I noticed that I have a tendency to do. So, I don't know. Just try to think about the bigger things, right? Like, what makes you as a person? What is it that you want to do? You have all the time, right? You don't even have to have a hypothetical. What if I had all the time in the world? What would I want to do? You have it. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to try to learn how to play music? Do you want to learn how to do something? Some sort of new craft, some new hobby, some new adventure? Do you want to create something? Is that not your thing? Are you all about consumption? I just want new media, and I just want to go out there and do X, Y, and Z. Even that, just say, hey, I want to go watch, all 100 movies on AFI's top 100 movies of all time, that kind of stuff. Just, you have the time. So I just think it would be kind of a letdown to yourself to not use it in a way that is, again, solution oriented. Not that you have to, but just as a way to mentally try to keep yourself in a good spot. I know what I want. I know what I want to do. I know who I am. I know where I want to go and what I want to be. And what do I do and what can I do that will contribute to that? Because the unfortunate thing is, yes, this is lost time, but it's not really. You're still going to turn 16, 17, 18, and it's going to move forward. And so next year will still be, for my juniors, the year that you're applying to all your schools, right? And so you're still going to have to start thinking about that. Where do you want to go to school? That's a good thought, right? Do you want to visit somewhere? Do you want to go study something in particular right out the gate, or do you want to go to school as a way to find out what do you want to do, right? So these are all things that you can spend time doing. Just remember that if you give yourself time, set time aside, and just say, all I'm going to do is think about these things, then you don't have to feel guilty about having done that. You don't have to say oh, I'm sitting around wasting time just thinking about that stuff. You set aside that time, right? You're spending that time specifically to do that. And I think that you'll find that that'll help you out. Just try to stay calm, just try to set it like breathe. But I mean that not in a sarcastic or like talking down to your sense. Try to set a nice rhythm of your breathing and try to like, big deep breaths. Try to set your diaphragm down and fill your belly. And then when you breathe in, you do the opposite, or when you breathe out, the opposite. And just try to like relax and try to give yourself a time to think about the things in life that are getting ready to come to you, without as much stress, because you have time to think about it. There is no need for an actual answer. Do you have to do that? No. But I think that that's kind of where I want to sit at, is kind of talk about things that are more positive, because I could sit here and talk about people who are not turning in what they need to, or, it might affect your grades. But none of that is like long-term anything that's going to like help break you, any of that kind of stuff. It's not really what we need to be doing. It's, it's stressful. We're all, it's including spring break. We've been doing nothing for a month, right? Should have been doing nothing for a month, to be honest. So give yourself a break on that stuff. But that's my point, is that if you can take time to be patient with yourself, you'll find that you can start to put that stuff in order. An hour a day of doing something that's going to build towards something is a lot. I know, but it's at the same time not asking too much of yourself if you really want to like feel that you're getting something out of that. Not that you need to take, again, this situation as a building block, but if you're like me and you feel like you need to be doing something, or what do I need to be doing right now, or what is the thing that needs to be filling my time, I think that is not a bad use of your time. But obviously I agree with my own opinion, so it is what it is. Just check your assignments. Try to keep your head up. If you need something, need my help at all, please email me. I've been trying to keep back in touch with you guys. And for the most part, just keep chugging away. Make sure you get that stuff in. We'll be, all your teachers will be, but I'll be lenient as possible. But you have to actually do it. So just try to keep up with that. So